Greetings, Lunarians and Brigandine fans. I am your host, Valgosanari, back with another guide video for you. This is going to cover locations on where you can obtain revival stones. If you do not know what revival stones are, they are a means to get your monsters back that have been killed in battle. So what you can do is click on any castle that you are able to summon, go to the summon menu, and then you'll notice on the very top right hand corner it says Revive. If you press the Y button, it'll go to a different menu where you can see all the monsters that have been killed in battle. This is a good way to get monsters back that are maybe of tier 2 value or even tier 3 value especially. Going to cost a lot more mana to do so, but it's a good way to get the monster back that you have put so much time into training up. If you look on the left hand side where it shows the total monsters, the mana reserves, etc., on the bottom of that menu it shows the revival stone count. You can tell I have a total of 30 revival stones, which is quite a lot, so if any monsters die during battle, I can easily get them back by consuming a revival stone, and then of course, the respective mana cost. So before we get into the locations really quick, let me go ahead and showcase what it's like when you revive one of your monsters. You can tell that this tier 2 Revenant is going to cost me 221 mana and also 1 revival stone. So by choosing the monster, we can see the mana reserve going down from 9999 to 9778 and consuming 1 revival stone going down from 30 to 29. Hit yes, and then you get your monster directly back to your roster. Bam, it's back. So now let's talk about where you can obtain these revival stones. There is legit only 4 quest locations that carry the revival stones. First location is the capital of Mana Cilicia Theocracy at Zai. If we go to Zai and we look at the quest locations, we notice that the Mana Spring has the crystal icon in its rewards section. That icon is specific only to revival stones. As a generic rule, of course, you want to make sure that the outlook ranking is as high as possible. That way you have a better chance of obtaining a revival stone. You can still obtain it even though the outlook rank might be 1 or 2, but you might as well capitalize high outlook rankings to increase your chances. We'll use Ivan as an example right here to see that we have 4 outlook rankings at the Mana Spring. This is because he is of the fighter type class tree, and because he is a paladin, his outlook ranking is even higher. If you have not seen my advanced questing guide, I will leave that in the top right hand corner of this video. You can also find my guide playlist on the top of the description below. There you can find my quest location guides for each nation in Runersia. Let's go to the next location of Harmonia. This is in the Norzalio Kingdom. If we zoom out, we are right here on the far west. This castle right here has a revival stone questing area. So if we click on Harmonia, we go to quest info, we notice that the revival stone icon is at the Giron Alps. Third quest location is right below Harmonia at Cornwern. If we click on Cornwern's quest info, we notice that there is a revival stone icon at the Isle of Lanu. You can also find the Isle of Lanu here at Elendal. Looking at Elendal's quest info, the Isle of Lanu is the first location. And the fourth and final location of the revival stones is going to be here at the Isle of Martha. The Isle of Martha can be found in 2 locations as well, including Balutza and St. Gladia. These castles are on the far east in the United Islands of Morelva, right down here. If I pull up Balutza's quest info, you will notice that the Isle of Martha is the first location. And if I pull up St. Gladia, you'll notice that the Isle of Martha is the second location. My best tip to give you on trying to obtain these as early as possible is to gauge how quickly you can get to one of these locations depending on your starting location. For example, if you pick Norzalio up here in the northwest, you have a location for revival stones right here from the very start. If you are able to take Cornwern and Elendal right away, you have 3 locations that you are able to farm up revival stones with your questing knights. Granted, that's probably the easiest scenario, but there are of course nations that do not start with that luxury. For example, the Holy Gustava Empire has no locations in their region that has revival stones accessible to them. The 2 closest locations for them are going to be Zai, the capital, which is already going to be very hard to get to considering all of the surrounding routes. An easier revival stone location for them is to go down here into the United Islands of Morelva and try to take Balutza and the capital of St. Gladia. That way Holy Gustava has 2 locations available for them for revival stones. This of course also means Morelva starts with 2 locations for revival stones. So depending on what nation you decide to pick for your playthrough, you can really get a good head start on trying to gather as much revival stones as possible. If you start with Mana Cilicia, they have a location right here at the capital that you can start farming up revival stones. Baimul over here in the west has 2 locations right here at Cornwern and Elendal at the start. Shinobi Tribe unfortunately also does not have any starting locations. However, they can easily get to one if they invade from here to here at Cornwern and then possibly get Elendal as well very early in the game. Keep in mind that revival stones are not a guaranteed quest item reward. If you are a first-time player of Brigandine, this may actually influence your decision on which nation you should start playing with. And that's going to do it for my guide video on revival stones, folks. I really hope you enjoyed the presentation today and get some good tips out of this so you can farm up those revival stones and take care of your monsters that do unfortunately die in battle, especially if they are a tier 2 monster or even a tier 3 monster that you have been training up from the beginning. I know once I got into this post-game content, I definitely had to use a lot of revival stones to get stuff back from grinding a few levels at the very end before I went to the final boss. Once again, make sure you take advantage of high outlook rankings on these revival stone points. If you need to know which classes work best at certain locations, once again, you can find my guide video playlist on the top of the description below. That will give you access to all of my quest location guides within each nation of Runersia. If you happen to start the game with Norzalio Kingdom, click on my quest location guide for them and see which knights work best at the Giron Alps over at Castle Harmonia. Before we close, I want to thank everybody for watching my Holy Gustava Empire LP. If you have not caught that, you can also find that on my main channel. Go to the video section and playlists, and you can find my first playthrough of Brigandine Legend of Runersia with the Holy Gustava Empire. Also, thanks to those who have voted for my next LP series that will be starting this coming Monday, August 24th at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time USA. Poll results are as follows. The community has voted with a total of 202 votes for the Shinobi tribe. As you can tell, each nation got a whole bunch of love. I want to thank everybody for putting in what you think I should play next. By all means, I will have a new poll for you as soon as the Shinobi tribe playthrough starts on August 24th at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, USA. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if this is your first time here and want to see more videos like this, including guide videos and Let's Play series. If you have not dropped by my Twitch channel yet, I have currently started streaming challenge mode of this new game, so please drop on by. The link is in the description. Also, please look out for Star Renegades due to release on PC September 8th. I will be covering that heavily on my channel as well, including guide videos and Let's Play series, along with streaming live on Twitch. I am your host, Vago Sonari. See you on the battlefield, Rune Knights. Peace. Bye.